is, okay, we're starting Simin Ayin Aleph, Aleph through Daled. Not so long. Um, uh, yeah, so Seder Alayla. The halachas of the Seder of the night. Ubay Hey Seifim. After davening Ma'ariv, you have to make a set time to learn Torah. Assumption is that you learn something during the day. You got to also learn at night, which is the reason why, at least during the winter, we send the halacha texts out at night, so people learn a halacha a day or two halachas a day, and they get to learn at night. So starting next week, that's not going to be. And you should be concerned if you eat first before you learn. Why? Because what happens is, and I'm sure everybody's experienced this on Friday night Suda, the sleep grabs a hold of you because you're tired. Because it's night, the nature wants to rest. And then you see that you're going to be mevata from Torah. Al-Kain. You should make sure to make a set time to learn before supper. If you're hungry, and you're weak, your heart is weak, you didn't eat enough during the day, you should eat a little bit in order to have yishuv adas, and then afterwards learn a little bit, and then after that, eat the suda, whatever you need. Every person should eat according to his capabilities. I mean, learn. I said eat, learn. Eat avada, right? Fine. Night was only created to learn. I'm assuming the pshat is because at night there's not much to do, business-wise, like we said by mincha, right? Mincha is the hardest tefillah because it's the middle of your day, so that's what night is for. But that's in the winter. Even when the nights are short, which starts next week with daylight savings, you still have to learn a little bit at night. From Tu B'Av and further, you should keep adding, because Tu B'Av is give or take around the time when the nights start getting longer. So that's why you should start to add your learning. Anybody who's Isaac and Torah during the night will have chesed. I don't know exactly what a chut shel chesed is, but it doesn't sound like a bad thing. That will stretch over you during the day. Right? It says during the day, Hashem is commanding for his chesed, and the night the shira is with him. Matam yomim yitzav Hashem chesed. Why is it that Hashem gives out his chesed during the day? Mishum v'layla shira imi. Yiga da amri amar ishlakish kol ha'isa b'torah ba'olam hazeh shehi daimel l'layla hakadosh baruch hu ma'ashach lev chut shel chesed ba'olam haba. It means it's not from night to day. It's night, which is referring to this world, and Chut Shel Chesed is Olam Haba, which is considered day. Shu Yom Shenemar Yom Mitzav Hashem Chesed V'Layla Shira Imei. Mikol Shekem Misha Yesh Lo Choy Kavua Lilmed B'Chol Yom. Somebody has a set learning every day, like Baruch Hashem we have. If it is Batal B'Yom, and for whatever reason you didn't do it during the day, Shu Tzarach Lahashim Chuka B'Layla, you have to do it at night. So this is for those that learn Kitzur Yomi or Daf Yomi, whatever it is, and let's say you had a chasana or a bar mitzvah, whatever it is, and you missed your set learning, then he says, and that's what we paskin ba'atzim, you're chayiv. I don't know, he doesn't say chayiv. You have to finish it up that night, and if you can't finish up the night, you have to make it up the next day. Time base roy lodem beinani abari lamayat besudas halayla. It's roy for an average person to not eat such a big meal at night. Take kalam besudas hayom, and it should be a lighter meal, unlike what we do in America. And you'll gain from four things. Yishma Briusai, it's healthy. You're going to be watched from something bad happening. You won't have from what we call an nocturnal emission. Right? Because Shabbat Machmas, why does it come? Shabbat Machmas Achila Gasa, from eating too much, and the things that warm up the body. Shiu Chalan Gimel, Shiu Chalamis, Noichim, Yushavim, you shouldn't have too many crazy dreams. Because from eating and drinking a lot, you have lots of dreams that are difficult and strange. Dalid, because if you're gonna eat a lot, then you're gonna get very tired. Then meaning I'm sorry, it's not gonna get tired. If you don't eat a lot, you're not going to get tired, and then you're gonna get up at the time that it's proper to get up. And the proper amount of time for an average person is 6 hours. Obviously, everybody has to know what their needs are. Some would need more, some need less. And a person should be careful not to sleep in a room by themselves. Right? Even though really Be'etzim is a house by yourself, but we're considering one room as its own house. Right? So I don't think we're makbid on this too much nowadays. I'm not exactly sure why not, because people sleep with their rooms alone, in their rooms alone with the door locked. So you're really supposed to leave it open, according to the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, and the Mishnah Berurah brings that too. There's a fascinating kula in Hilchas Yichud from the Mishnah Berurah. Like, where would the Mishnah Berurah discuss Hilchas Yichud? Because it's not an Even Ezer. It's all about Arachayim. So why would he discuss Yichud? So here, the Sharatzian brings here that you could have a woman and a man sleeping in a house at night. If each one has their own room and they lock their room, and it's debatable if they both need to lock it or one needs to lock it, it's looked at as two totally separate houses, and there's no Isser Yichud. It's a big chiddush from the Mishnah Berurah on this. So that's how far they go to consider a room its own house. But a person shouldn't sleep someplace where it's too hot, or not where it's too cold. Gimel, Roy l'chol Yiras Shamayim shekadam alichasan, halichasa lisha, and of a Yiras Shamayim before he goes to sleep, yifashbish b'maisav, he should think about his actions. She'asa kalayim that he does all day, v'yimtza she'asa avera, and if he finds that he did an avera, yischaret v'yizvada, he should regret it and do vidui. V'yikavel alatzmi b'leiv shalom shaloi la'asay sa'id, and he should be mekabel not to do it anymore. With prat averas and matzuyas, and especially with the averas that are very common, it could go in chanifas, which is what do you call flattery, shkarim, lying, litzanas, lashon hara. Those you need to check to see if you've been over any of those. You should also forgive anybody who did anything wrong to you, because you don't want somebody getting punished because of you. If somebody caused somebody else to get punished, he's not going to get into the area around Hashem. You're supposed to say 3 times, I am allowing anybody who caused me pain. If you didn't yet read 3 parshias, let's say you done Ma'ariv early or something like that, then when you say Kriya Shema Shalamita, then say the 3 parshias there. And you should have kavana that you're being Yaitza Kriya Shema. You don't have to say Kriya Shema Shalamita only the first parsha. When you come back on the mitzvah min amucha yom kol shleisha parshias, it's preferable to read all 3 parshias before going to sleep. Right? You have whatever all the different versions there are of Kriya Shema Lamita. So that's a big tumul in halacha. Where do you say the bracha of mapil? Because making the bracha of mapil, so then l'chayri you shouldn't be mafsik. You should just go straight to sleep. So then why say it in the beginning and then you say all these other tefillas? The other sheet that says no, those tefillas are all part of it. So it's not a hefsik. So anyway, so a lot of Sidurim have it before Kriya Shema. Better he should say it after Shetei HaBracha Smukul L'Shena. You want the bracha as close to sleep as possible. You should say Shema in the Mizmar before you go to your bed. Say the bracha of Amapel when you're on your bed. Before you go to your bed, go to the mezuzah, put your fingers on it, Hashem Shaimri. I think most people are not makbid on this. After you make the bracha mapil, lo yoichav, lo yishta, lo yadaber, you shouldn't eat, you shouldn't drink, you shouldn't speak until you fall asleep. I get very often texts from people. I said I'm apil and I need to make a bracha on thunder lightning. I forgot Asher Yotzar. I can't fall asleep, etc., etc. These are probably all coming from either bachrim in dorms or girls in seminary. The shaila is, can you text after I'm apil? Here, obviously, the Kitzur does not discuss it. Or can you write? He doesn't discuss whether you can write. It's the same answer. If you can write, then you're in Lachar, you could text. Man, text might even be better. Okay, if a person can't sleep, say Kriya Shema again, so instead of counting sheep, so keep repeating Kriya Shema Shalamita. O Yomer Kamapam Psukim Elu Taritzi Balanu, Eish Tamid, Seif Him Sanesi, or Zarua, until sleep grabs a hold of you. It's also a school to say these things that will save you from a nocturnal emission. And your kavana here, so you can actually go to sleep doing a mitzvah. Your kavana when going to sleep should be to strengthen your koyach to avoid this koinoi, and then that's considered avodas shemayim. If somebody has to have relations with his wife, then don't say amabel first. Afterwards, you read it. And say the bracha amapel. And obviously, you have to make sure you're clean after relations before you're going to say anything. That's it, right? Is that it for tonight? Yeah, that's it. All right, everybody should have a fine night, fine Shabbos, Shea B'Sudas Tovos.